Hello, dear ones. Welcome to Making It in Maine. If you are new, that's the name of my YouTube channel. And if you are returning to my channel, thank you. Thank you so much. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it as I'm trying to grow this channel to be seen by more people, to hopefully make this my full-time gig, creating and sharing my love of handcrafts with all of you, because it's so therapeutic. It just brings so much joy to the maker in the process and anybody else who is a recipient of something beautiful that you have made with your hands. So welcome everybody. And this particular video is going to be a continuation of my Civil War reproduction fabric square in a square little mini quilt. So it's beginning to feel like a saga. So let's go see why it's feeling like a saga, shall we? I thought I would update you on the progress of my little square in a square doll size quilt with reproduction fabric. So here is one of the squares, and in my previous video I mentioned that the blocks were trimmed to an 1/8 inch using my add an 1/8 ruler. So, and I don't know if you recall also me mentioning how some of the blocks, I'm just looking for one off to my right. Yes, some of the blocks, like this one, I mentioned that I forgot to do the add an 1/8 trim. And so this one has about 1/4 of an inch, and it's no big deal to leave it. In fact, I said I wish I had a add 1/4 ruler. Well, so I did decide to trim some of those, but when I was trimming this one, whoops, yes, so that's not good. Not good at all. I do have this piece, which is smaller than the size square you were supposed to cut into quarters for these corners. But I'm going to give it a whirl and see if I can fix this. I'm going to have to rip out some tiny little stitches, but I'm hoping I can fix it. So I will let you know how it goes. Thankfully, my plan worked, and I have enough, as you can see, to cover it. And I cut it larger than I needed to. I didn't cut the square equally in half. I don't know why. Even though I knew it would be enough to cover, I guess, erred on the side of caution. So I'm going to trim this up now, and I will show you the squares as I've laid them out. And this is such a limited number of 6-inch squares that I was working with that I'm just not crazy about not having more variety in the little quilt. So maybe it's my own fault because I'm choosing not to use a few of the prints, and I may need to rethink that. And I cut some up oh, let me show you. Yes, so that I thought I didn't want this print, this this fabric to be in the center because I didn't want the stripy situation in the center. And so I thought, well, let me try cutting it up like this, but I think that looks kind of goofy too. Oh, Lord, sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. I do have another square that can go there, but you see the problem. It's 2 stripes. And I have concluded that I do not like the stripes at all on the outside. I don't mind the stripe on the inside too much, but I immensely dislike the stripe on the outside. This one I mind less because the stripes are going in the same direction. But these, and if I had paid closer attention, perhaps I could have avoided that on these two. But when it comes right down to it, I'm not even crazy about the stripes in the center. I may have to live with it because I don't have that much fabric left. And yes, I've been trying to spread the stripy business out. So maybe I need to just get rid of the stripe on the outside that I don't like. Then I've got too many blues going on over here. So you just end up, yeah, there's a lot of blues in general in here. And you end up playing a lot of Russian roulette, moving things around and moving them back. Oh, goodness. Yeah, will I ever get to the will I ever get to the point where I sew rows and columns together? Let me see what else I can come up with here. I don't have any other big pieces, 6-inch pieces of fabric that came with all of these that I have cut up. So I just went upstairs to poke around in my stash, and I found a fat quarter of this, and it was amongst my Joe Morton fabric. So I'm hoping there's a salvage here. Nope. Now that's interesting. Okay, so that is from the Judy Roche Civil War collection. And I don't know why it was amongst my Joe Morton fabric, but that's okay. So I was happy to find that because I can cut more squares. Cut a 3-inch square to make 4 triangles to go with this piece. And then I was poking around to see if I could find something to go with these two fabrics. And I thought this is a strong possibility. It does have a wee bit of a stripe in it, but yeah, so having said the word stripe, I think I might shy away from that one, but I'll show you some others I brought down as possibilities. This one I thought would be great with that, but then it's going to change the whole feel of the little quilt, because I don't really have any lights except for that's as light as it goes. So I think that is definitely out of the running. So, whoops, we have a piece stuck to there. Regarding fabric sticking to other fabric, I have to show you something very amusing that happened along those same lines not too long ago. This seems like the appropriate time and place to share it with you. I was just sewing a patch on my bee work apron. And as I flipped it over to tie the ties in a knot for laundering, look what I discovered. Somehow, when I was sewing along, it picked up some small scraps of fabric off the edge of my sewing table. Oh, brother, so now I guess I gotta rip some stitches and re-sew. Oh, boy. I was about to start ripping stitches out to remove those fabric scraps, but then I said, oh, so much no, why bother? So I just cut the scraps away. I just decided the stitches were way too tiny and it would have taken way too long, and they were just scraps, so just cut it away is what I said to myself. And as you can see, I already patched this quite early on, and I've just recently got more holes. This is the worst apron I have ever had. And I really liked it. I liked the yellow strap. I liked the bees on it, a couple of pockets, but my goodness, it has worn terribly, just terribly. I've had it less than a year, and it's just been awful. So anyway, patch sewed on, double thickness. So we'll see how much longer this dang apron lasts. Okay, back to the square and a square. So I thought this is a Joe Morton. I thought this may be a possibility. So that's a candidate. And then I also found this pretty one, which I think that could work too. Not sure how I would like it if it were on the diagonal. I guess it goes, yeah, I could say the same thing for that. Not sure how I would like that on the diagonal either. And then here is yet another possibility. This is a Joe Morton. I love paisley. I do love paisley. So this is, I thought, could possibly work with that one. Not with that one, but it could possibly work with this one. And I'm not going to go with that one because I've got too many of those dark blues already. So that would work with that, but not that. And then I also found this, and I think that would work with that. And I think it would look great with this. So I think I'm going to try, I'm going to try this one first. I just need a few more pieces. And I might try one of these as a center square. And for that one, I might choose this for the outside bits. I don't know if that's too much green, but that's where I'm at. That's what I'm going to try. When I was upstairs poking around in my stash to come up with some other fabrics that I can match with those, this was on my fabric shelf, and I thought I would show you. Let me fix my hair clip. I thought I would show you what this is because it relates to this fabric line. Recognize that? Yes, it's from the same Civil War collection. So this is part of the bag that I told you I had started making. Part of a birdie sling. I think I need to just cut this and make a different style bag. Just a simple tote, and not even bother with a birdie sling. And so this was going to be the, I don't know if that was going to be the outside or the inside. Whichever it was going to be, this was going to be the opposite. Thinking this is the outside because it's so much wider. This is the outside because the birdie sling gets some puckering. What do I want to say? Gathers. Help me. What's the word I'm looking for? Pleats? Not really. Yeah, sort of pleats. Gathers, pleats. I don't know. So this, these were part of it. And then I was at a loss for what to do for a strap, because I felt like I needed this color, this burgundy reddish cranberry sort of color. So back in the day when I shopped a lot at Cindy's Reproduction quilt shop, I chose this. And I also contemplated this. And yes, it's cut into the appropriate strap shape. And I think I decided I didn't want that for my strap. And that's when I went with this. And I can't remember how many, if I needed another one of these or not. Can't remember, it's been so long. I tried this, cut out a piece of that. This was actually, no, this is left over from another birdie sling I made. Oh, look. That is not going in this little quilt. So that's where I left off with that bag. And I really think that I will just turn it into just a tote. It's got a fusible, I think that's a fusible interfacing. And this one is, I think, fusible fleece. So I would love to know if you have any ideas of what I could do with it, those pieces. Did you ever have any of this fabric? Love to know that too. Let me know all the answers in the comments. I really, really would like to know. All right, I better get some fabric cut and see if I can get all the squares that I'm happy with for this little project. Don't want to stop. Don't want to stop. Don't want to, get derailed from yet another project. I just do not want that to happen. Oh, and while I have you here, so I sent back my third Eliso iron. Well, actually, the third one is here ready to go back because I've had three Eliso irons that have not worked. They have been defective. They said they would send me the fourth one, and when I get that one, send the non-working one back. So here it is. Oh, wow, that came on fast. It's heating up. Can you see the pulsing light right there? So it just arrived today. When that light stops pulsing, I will show you that it really works. Took 4 irons. Also, let me know if you own one of these little Eliso M3 Pro project irons, and if you've had good luck with it, because boy, oh boy, I was not having good luck with it. Okay, there, you see the steam lights right here just came on. Okay, so here is the top steam button. See it? There's the top steam. Now I'll hit the right button, which is the middle and bottom. See that? Woo! I tell you, perseverance pays. So now I have a fully functioning Eliso M3 Pro project iron. What a struggle. All right, back to work. I think that looks fine together, but this print just really doesn't look at all like any of the others. It just doesn't seem to fit, and I think if I put that in the little quilt, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. Do you struggle as much as I do with certain quilts and certain decisions? This one turned out quite nice, though it's definitely a lot of green, and I have this on the outside of another block as well as on the inside of one of the blocks. So, oh, friends, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Now I'm debating whether or not to cut a piece of this. Should I go with the white running down the center, or should I go with the light brown running down the center? I just don't know. This will be as light as it gets in the quilt, and I think that will make that particular fabric, that particular square, stick out like a sore thumb. Let's see. Yes, the fabric here in the center I already mutilated because I cut it into triangles to be the outer part of the square. So there's where Cindy has light in 2 different blocks. So, I don't know, they don't really seem to stick out like sore thumbs. And there I was trying to avoid that wide stripe when really it's the fine stripes that I'm wanting to eliminate. See that? Cindy's got a couple of she's got a couple of this outer print and inner print next to each other. I think I just fret too much. And look, she's got that print that I was fretting about on the diagonal. I think I need to just stop fretting and sweating over things. Just get her done. All right, we'll see what happens. You may already know this, but in case you don't, I'm going to tell you. How do you get a directional fabric like this on the outside, the stripe, and this here that sort of has a stripe because it has little diamonds going in the same direction? Those directional prints, how do you get them to go in the same direction? As opposed to this. These two are headed in the same direction, and these two are headed in the same direction. But to me, that one clearly is far more attractive. This one, in my opinion, looks goofy. So here is the trick. Here's what you do. And I don't know if this happened by sheer coincidence or what, but it occurred to me what I needed to do to achieve this and this. And it's simply a matter of rotating one of your prints 90 degrees and then cutting. 90 degrees, flip 190 degrees, cut on the diagonal. Let me put the camera down while I cut it so I can show you. Okay, I just cut these pieces. And so now let's get them going around the right way. See how we have that line going in the same direction? Ew, if I can separate these. And that one needs to go there. And this one here. So now you can see I have the white stripes going in the same direction. I hope that was helpful, if you don't already know that. This little Civil War reproduction fabric quilt may be the death of me. All right, that's a huge exaggeration, but I am struggling so hard with distributing the colors and the prints so that like prints and colors aren't near each other. And here's one of the big problems I made when I was making these little blocks. So for instance, I should not have used the same fabrics because that means that, okay, and like these two, let me bring this closer. These two are using the same fabrics, and this happens to be one of my favorite blocks. But if okay, let me take that one down. But if I use it, it just doesn't seem right. But there again, there's repeats. This and this are using the same fabric. So I am just struggling so hard to distribute. if only I had, you know, chosen a different outer fabric for this one, for instance. Just trying to grab a piece. You know, if I had done this print, this on the outside or something like that. I was just trying to be too matchy-matchy with my colors. Oh, I think, yeah. Do you struggle like this with some of your projects, or is this just a Suzanne kind of thing? Oh, so this is not going to get done before my vacation, that is for sure. I was kind of shooting for at least joining in rows and columns before I left. And because I chose the prints that I chose to go with each other, I have decreased, instead of going 4x6, 4x6, I'm just going to do 4x4 and put a border around, probably not even as wide a border as that, and I'm going to, not as wide of a border, and I'm going to eliminate these 4 patches in the corner. So stay tuned on this one, friends, because I've got all these blocks. Let me tip you down. Oop, oop. I have all of these blocks to try, and yeah, that one I'm definitely not using because stripes are going in different directions, but and this one I don't think I will use for the same reason. So I have all of these to figure out how to use, how to arrange. The struggle is real. This one I decided is just too dark. It just reads, I think, too dark. I don't know. I may change my mind. I may change my mind. But yes. Well, that's going to be a wrap for today. So, dear ones, until we meet again, from my heart to yours, I hope to see you soon. Love it if you'd like, if you enjoy my videos or you get something from them. If you feel my heart, if you feel my spirit, if you feel my love of fabric and sewing and handcrafts, yeah, I'd love it if you like and subscribe. You can hit the notifications bell if you want to know when a new video lands. Share this with a friend if you know somebody else who might like what I'm doing on my Making It in Maine channel. Yes, so from my heart to yours, bye for now.